ऑलराइट, सो लास्ट वीडियो में हमने कस्टम्स टूल्स कैसे डिफ़ाइन किए वो देखा था। उसका मैंने गिटहब रिपो बना दिया हुआ है, तो उसमें आपको कोड मिल जाएगा। तो वी गोना कंटिन्यू बिल्डिंग एंड दिस टाइम वी गोना बी क्रिएटिंग टूल किट जस्ट लाइक दिस वन ओवर हेयर. So I'll create a new file for that and call it, let's say, creating toolkit. Alright, so we're gonna use the same imports like this which we were using everywhere. तो इससे हमारा import आ जाएगा. Now we're gonna start defining a class. Let's call it like custom class, and here we're gonna provide like toolkit library over here. So this is provided by Agno itself inside the tools. तो यहाँ पे I think नहीं है, तो I'll import it. But toolkit, no, I think we can directly import it over here. Yeah, so okay. जो हमने पिछली बार टूल डेकोरेटर यूज़ किया था फॉर डूइंग इट लाइक यहाँ पे, तो ये हम यहाँ पे अभी नहीं कर पाएंगे बिकॉज वी आर डूइंग अ टूल किट. तो डेकोरेटर वोंट बी अलाउड ओवर हेयर, तो आई कैन रिमूव दिस आउट and I'll also remove this because we won't be using it. Yeah, I think rest of them is fine. Okay, so now we're gonna do the init function and do the super init, and let's do self and quarks. Yeah, okay. So ये हमारा init function हो जाएगा. इसमें हमें कुछ properties define करनी रहेगी, like name. It's gonna be like custom class. You can do description as well, but let's skip ahead and go to the tools which we're gonna be defining later on, and then we're gonna be passing the quarks here. So that's about it for this init function. और बाकी फिर हमें tools define करने रहेंगे. So we'll define the tools over here, starting with like let's do get dead jokes over here. Self, and we're gonna be providing the return which will be string, and then we can do the generate string, doc string, and summary is gonna be fed jokes, random joke. Yeah, that serves the purpose. I think this is the one which we did previously as well, तो उसका आपको यहाँ पे API documentation है, उसमें मिल जाएगा. If we do a get call over here, we're gonna get this object and उसके अंदर joke property है, so we are extracting it and just returning it. That's our first agent over here. The second one which we'll be doing is for getting a inspirational quote. So def get inspirational quote, and same over here, self and string. Alright, so yeah, this is the Zen quotes library. ये हम यूज़ करेंगे इसमें, और इसमें से हमें डायरेक्टली कोट मिल जाएगा, and we can actually return not just the quote but also like who is the author of it. So let me do that over here. So I'll do this. Okay, it's requiring this. Perfect. Code data, I think, yeah, okay. So this one, and we can just do this response.json again, and we can do a over here which will give us the author. I think we don't yeah, we'll require this 0 because it's gonna be an array over here, I believe. तो देख लेते हैं, अगर error आएगा तो we'll figure it out. I can do a print statement in the meantime, so we'll solve it out quicker. Alright, so this is the second API, and the third API is gonna be to get a random fact. Alright, so random, okay, I won't be using this. I will be using another API for this. मैं एक सेकंड आपको दिखा देता हूँ. पहले I'll just do the URL for that, and it's gonna give us this random fact. So वो API यहाँ पे आपको मिल जाएगी इसके अंदर. तो we will be getting an ID and a text over there, and the quotes is gonna be here. So zen quotes वाली API यहाँ पे है, and we'll get response structure भी दिया हुआ है यहाँ पे. तो Q is for quote, A for author name. So that's the API we'll be using over here. And then we do response API, and we'll do response dot JSON, and to extract it out text, I believe. Let me check. Yeah, so this is use effect. Yeah, text, we are extracting text. So this will be the 3 APIs which will be creating. So if उसके बाद हमें खाली इसको agent को define करना है, तो we gonna be just writing it down as agent equals to agent, and then we'll do the pretty normal setup, custom agent and description, and model will be grok, and we'll be providing it with the ID of Gwen /Gwen -32 billion. Yeah, and we'll be also providing the temperature as 0.0. Alright, so this is the model. Markdown is going to be true, and we'll do show tool calls true. Alright, so ये हमारा हो गया. अब इसके हमें अंदर टूल्स पास करने रहेंगे, विच इज़ द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट वन. तो उसमें एज वी वर डूइंग इट इन द लास्ट वन, हम लोगों ने डक को जब टूल यूज़ किया था इधर, तो वी वर जस्ट कॉलिंग द क्लास. सो वी कैन डू इट सिमिलरली. सो हमारा कस्टम क्लास है, सो वी गोना जस्ट डू custom class, and we're gonna pass it over here. Alright, okay, so that's about it. And then we can call the agent or print response, and let's say give me a random dead joke, and we're gonna do again inspirational quote and random fact. Okay, so let's try and run this over here. Alright, model doesn't exist, so maybe I made a spelling mistake over here, or no, I think I missed 3. I believe it's Gwen 3, not just Gwen. Yeah. Alright, so let's review what it gave. Give me a random dead joke. So it's doing think, like this part is only for grok. If you use some other model, it's not gonna give you this thing, it's just gonna give you the answer. So we can ignore this part, it's just limitation of grok Qwen 3 model over here, तो वो चलेगा. So think part we can ignore it, and we can just focus on if it's giving us the response or not. So I think ये तीनों API run तो हो गई है. So this is basically how you create a custom class toolkit. उसके अलावा अभी एक और चीज़ है which I needed to cover, which is gonna be include and exclude toolkit. So I'll create another agent over here, include agent, and it's gonna be the same as this. We're just gonna copy and paste this. Yeah, and inside the tools we're gonna do a include toolkit. So let's define the include toolkit over here. Include toolkit, which will be basically that what was our class name? It was custom class. Yeah, so custom class, and then we're gonna use include tools. Okay, it's not coming. Yeah, so here we're gonna pass in like which tool which we want to include. So let's say get that joke. We'll pass it as a string, and then we can pass this over here instead of the class. So yeah, now when we run this, instead of the agent, let's comment this out, and I will run include agent instead of just the agent. Print response, and let's say give me a random inspirational quote. So and let's do a instruction as well, so we can get the error, because it might just give us default like create a response on its own, and so I'll copy and paste the instruction over here, and let's try to run it now, and hopefully it's gonna be giving us an error. Include tools is not present. Okay, so let's see what's the issue is. Okay, I think we didn't define the tools over here, that's why it's angry. And yeah, okay, alright, so this works. I don't have access to provide inspirational quotes, so it's not gonna be able to provide because we only included the dad jokes tools. So let's say, like, we can ask it to give a dad joke over here, and it will be able to provide the answer to us. Then yeah, so here it's the answer, but when we ask it to provide something else like a random fact, it won't be able to do it for us because we didn't include that tool over there. So that's one of the property which we can use for that. Second property which we can use is exclude tools. So in exclude tools we do pretty much similarly as to what we were doing inside the include tools. So we can just copy this agent again over here and call it exclude agent, and we can define exclude toolkit over here, and we'll just do custom class, and instead of include we're just going to call exclude over here, exclude tools, and it's gonna be an array. So over here let's do exclusion of get dead jokes, and we can do one more exclusion, maybe inspirational. Let's do or random fact, depends. I guess I'll take inspirational, so we'll just be able to get a random facts over here. So once this is done, we're gonna call this again. Instead of include we'll do exclude, and let's first try to see if it's able to provide us with a random fact or not. So once we do that, here's a random fact. Okay, it's there, so we can actually print over here to see if it's coming or not, like just to make sure our tool call is running and it's not just providing me a response without anything. So yeah, okay, okay, seems like it's I think it's not running the tool for some reason. Yeah, okay, so what we did is we didn't change the thing over here, so we'll change this thing only, and then we can try to run it out. So we can get a print response and it's able to print. So next let's try to print a dad joke over here similarly. Yeah, so I don't have access to the current tool, and we can do like a random inspirational quote as well over here, and it's gonna still not have access to that as well. So but we can do a random fact because we didn't exclude that tool. So these are the two properties which we have over here to include and exclude tools. And there is one more property which will be covered for human in the loop, so we won't discuss it over here. It's called as requires confirmation tool. So that will be used for before running the tool, so we can confirm like whether it's needed or not. So that's about it for this defining a custom toolkit library in Agno. So I'll see you in the next video where we'll be discussing about memory of the agents. So see you then.